Hello everyone, you're welcome today to another episode of Arts of Religion into a walk with God, closer walk with God. So last week we looked at experiencing the supernatural. So it was longer, I couldn't finish it, so we're going to finish it today. So I said that I'm going to just give a few minutes recap of what we did last week, which is experiencing the supernatural. There's still this question in our mouth, in the mouth of everybody. Are miracles still real today? The miracles Jesus Christ was doing when he was here on earth, do they still happen today? Are they real? So I'm going to give a little recap. So I said, miracle happens when God uses his supernatural ability to cause things to happen here on earth. When God dramatically influences or intervenes in situations that on earth would have been impossible to achieve, God just interferes. Miracle is when divinity interferes with humanity to bring a desirable change. So I gave an example of the bridegroom on a wedding feast. When their drinks was running out, Jesus Christ intervened and gave them make water, turn water into wine so that they will have more drinks. I also gave an example of when Jesus Christ fed the disciples following him with two fishes and 4 loaves of bread, 2 fishes and 5 loaves of bread, and 4,000 men were fed with it. That's supernatural occurrence. So today we are moving forward, and the reasons why these miracles were performed, they are not just show. The miracle Jesus Christ performed were not show, not just to show. It's just to, according to in John chapter 20 verse 30, it reads, Jesus performed this miracle, performed many other signs in the presence of a disciple which are not recorded. These are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God. So these miracles were done to authenticate that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. He's the one the Israelites were waiting for. He's now here. So these miracles were performed to authenticate him. So moving today, I'm also moving to say we are focusing why does miracle happen. So the topic today is also to say God uses miracle to authenticate his true servants. Just like Jesus Christ was here on earth and people were doubting, is he not? God allowed those miracles to happen. So I'm still saying among us today, God is still using the same miracles to authenticate his true servants. The people he trusted, the people that he trusted out to come and minister among us, God allowed perform miracle to showcase them. This is from me. God performed miracle through his trusted vessel or messengers to authenticate them or to approve such men and women. We saw this when God sent Moses to go to Pharaoh and asked him to let the Israelites return to their land in order to serve the Lord their Father. When the Israelites were living in Egypt for a long time, when it was time for them to go back to their own country, God called Moses, you have to go and meet Pharaoh to let my people go. So let's see what God used. We're going to read in Exodus chapter 4 verse 1. Let's see what Moses asked God. When God asked Moses, this is what I want you to do. Let's see the question Moses presented to God. That is in Exodus chapter 4. I'm going to read verse 1. So Moses answered, what if they did not believe me or listen to me and say, the Lord did not appear to you? Then the Lord said to him, what is that in your hand? Moses said, a staff. He replied. The Lord said, throw it on the ground. Moses threw it on the ground and it became snake, and he ran from it. Then the Lord said, reach out your hand and take it by the tail. So Moses reached out and took hold of the snake, and it turned back into a staff in his hands. Then the Lord said, it is so that they may believe that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac and Jacob, has appeared to you. So God asked Moses to use the rod in his hand to throw it down. When Moses did, the rod turned to snake. Even Moses himself ran away from the snake. God said, no, pick up the snake by the tail. Moses did, and the rod turned back to the snake turned back to the rod. So Moses said, use that sign and show to Pharaoh that you are from me. I sent you. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I sent you. So I'm saying that God uses miracle to approve, to show this person is from me. Because this is not a normal occurrence. If I'm doing this, it means there's a higher power here in place. So that's what God uses miracles to do. Moses did the first miracle of casting down his rod which turned to snake. But Pharaoh did not believe Moses because he also. So when Moses did his this miracle, the Pharaoh's heart is still hardened. He said, "This miracle you did, my magicians can also do it." Pharaoh called his magicians, and they did the same thing. However, when the magicians threw down their rod, and their rod also turned to snake, the Bible recorded that Moses' own snake swallowed all the other snakes done by the magician. This also showed the supremacy of Moses' own rod because it is from God. So God used this miracle to show off that Moses was a vessel from him. So after this incident, Pharaoh still did not listen. So God continued to send down supernatural plagues, the kind of plagues only the hand of God can do. There were plagues of flies, plagues in the livestock of all the livestock. All the livestock of Egypt at the time died. All their cats, goats, sheep, all of them died because it was a plague from God. Because he refused to let the children of Israelites go. There was a time the river Nile turned into blood, and no one could drink it. And there are so many plagues that came upon the Egyptians, just as a sign that God is saying something, and Pharaoh was not listening. Now, let's look at somebody else. That's Moses. God also used Elijah mightily and performed many miracles through him. Also, Elijah was a man like us, but through God, he was able to perform so many miracles that when there was a famine in the land, the whole nation, including the king, was waiting for him. One man, there was a famine in the land, the whole nation, including the king, was waiting for, where is Elijah? Where is Elijah? He should come and do something. Because God have used him supernaturally, and they now know. They're not looking for him for a sign again. They now know that this is the servant of God. So the whole nation, including the king, was waiting for him to come and perform miracle, for the nation to survive the famine. And, of course, when he came, the long-awaited miracle happened, and there was no rain in the land for 2.5 years, which was also declared by Elijah. But when the fullness of time, the whole nation, including the king, was waiting for him to perform another miracle so that they can have rain in the land. What am I saying? Elijah declared when there was so much problem in the land, the Israelites were not worshiping God. They are doing what they want. They're serving other gods. So Elijah, through the word of God, declared to the nation that there will be no, he said there will be no, let me read it in for us. That is First King. He said there will be no rain or sun. So that's First King. Okay, I have it here. So First King chapter 3. Now Elijah, the Tishbite in England, said to Ahab, "As the Lord, the God of Israel lives, I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years, except at my word." Did you hear that? Except at his word. This is just a human being like me and you. Because he was confident of who sent me. He was confident of who he was. He declared a word and it came to pass. He said there will be no rain, no dew, not even a little dew, until I say so. And that's word Elijah uttered. That's how the nation entered into drought, into famine. All the things they planted, all their crops died because there was no rain. There was great famine in the land because the people were serving idols. They refused to serve God. So Elijah, out of annoyance, made that declaration, and God backed him up. So let's see what happened. So So when the famine was too much, and the people were now repented, that's if they really did repent, they were now calling upon the Lord. God now have mercy on them and asked Elijah to go back and declare what he said before. So we're going to read Kings 18 verse 41. So, and Elijah said to Ahab, "Go eat and drink, for there is the sound of heavy rain." The people have repented. Ahab is the king. He now came. They were looking for Elijah. So they've sent him. So he now, Elijah is now pronounced. He's telling the king, "Go eat and drink, for there is the sound of heavy rain." So Ahab went up to eat and drink, but Elijah climbed to the top of the camel, bent down to the ground, and put his face between his knees. So when he had asked Ahab, "Go, there will be rain," Elijah now keep on praying. The position he took was a position to pray. He stood that position and continued praying to intervene on their behalf because there was great famine in the land. So he intervened by praying so that there will be rain. So in verse 45 of faith, Let's see what happened. Mm, by 45. So the Bible saying, meanwhile, the sky grew black with clouds, and the wind arose, and a heavy rain started falling. So when Elijah prayed and called upon God to forgive the people of their sin, they were committing so much idolatry, they would leave God, they were serving Baal. So when Elijah intervened, intercepted, and called upon God and declared to the king, don't worry, the rain will fall. At his word, the rain fell. This is miraculous. Rain have not fallen for the past 2 years. So what are we saying? We are saying that God is using these miracles to show forth that this is my son, this is my servant, this is my messenger. Believe him, trust him. So we should not just discard the miracles, the miraculous, because of what we see in our society today. God also, the miraculous did not stop in the Bible days today. We still have, we read about the great men of God. I'm saying that this miracle God performed didn't end in Elijah and Moses, and it's still happening in our own generation. So we read about men like Kenneth Hagin, read about men and women of God. We read about Catherine Kuhlman, Osborne, Kenneth Hagin, these men of God who so walk so close to God that we are also witnesses of what God have done through them. Because God approved them. God approved of these people. God trusted them. That's why he demonstrated his supernatural power, ability through them. God trusted them. In fact, there was an account that I listened to it, that it was someone who attended Catherine Kuhlman's meeting. He said that in this meeting, that God's presence was so real and visible that he was thinking, did I die? I'm going to heaven, I'm here on earth. I'm saying that someone that attended Catherine Kuhlman's meeting gave an account that at that meeting, at that room, at that conference room, that God's glory is so much, so that he himself was like, am I still on earth? Did I die? I'm not in heaven. You know the way you feel God's glory, you become confused. That's what this person is saying. He said he attended the meeting of Catherine Kuhlman. The God's glory was so much. This is a human being like us. He said that at her appearance at the platform, the room where the meeting was being held was filled with so much God's glory that the place was so pure of God's presence and glory, and so heavenly, that tears were pouring down his eyes. He said when he sat there as Miss Kuhlman mounted the pulpit, that the place was filled with God's presence. That he started crying. You know, when you're in the presence of God, the tears are tears convincing you of your sin. You feel so dirty because the atmosphere is so pure and heavenly that he himself started crying. He started crying because, you now feel guilty. How am I in such a place that is so glorious when I have skeletons in my cupboard? So he started crying. Tears was pouring down his eyes. And the person is still saying, he said that she doesn't need to touch you. She didn't come near any of them. She was preaching at the pulpit. She didn't come close to anyone. All the miracle that took place was when she stood there at the platform. She didn't touch anybody. He said that no form of demonic oppression. These days, we hear that even the witches and wizards come to church. When the pastor is preaching, they are thinking of how to manipulate people. Say, no, it doesn't happen in such meetings. They say in Catherine Kuhlman's meeting, it can't happen. That no operation of whatsoever can take place. But the place was so pure. He said that after the meeting, he said that no form of demonic operation can take place because God's presence was so tangible and visible. He said that after the meeting, if you leave that conference room and step outside, there's a sharp contrast, like night and day. You're coming from a very glorious environment. That when you step outside, you feel the darkness again. You feel the thickness again. So what am I saying? Why am I saying all these things? God is using people the way he used Elijah and Moses. We shouldn't discard it. So we're not, why am I saying all this? Is regarding all these accounts, both in the Old Testament and New Testament. I'm recounting this account to remind us that Jesus is alive today. Jesus is real. We should not allow ourselves to be carried away by the rate of godlessness that exists among us today. When you look at the environment around us, you yourself, you doubt. Don't partake of their evil doings, of course. So why do we listen to unbelievers when we talk about a sound as if there's no God? An unbeliever that cannot even distinguish which one is New Testament, which one is Old Testament, will stand and talk against men of God, criticize pastors, and say all manner of things, and we are watching, doing nothing, saying nothing. Don't listen to such. Prophets. I know that Satan also have his own prophets, but God have men whom he approve. God have men and women whom he authenticate and send out among us today So that they would, the way he sent Moses, the way God sent Moses to Egypt, to Pharaoh, God still have men of God who are genuine, who are real. When you don't depend on them, when you don't trust them, you are missing out. You're the one missing. Assuming somebody went to Captain Kuman's meeting and receive the plan and receive his sight and receive healing. If the person was doubting, the person missed out. It's not Captain that missed out. It's you. So let's not look at the world around us today. So much godlessness. So much, is there God? No, there's no God. Who created you? Such person, I don't know, irritates me. Is there God? No, there's no God. Who created you? How did you come? Did you come from? Did you drop down from sky or how? So such discussions, such talk, don't partake of them. If you see everybody criticizing pastor, step out. I know Satan have his own agent who mount the pulpit, but it's not everybody. It's not every pastor that is from Satan. God have real men and genuine men of God whom he uses to perform his miracle. So don't disbelieve miracle. Don't discard them. They are real. They are real because God is real. Because they are real because you yourself, you're real. Right? You're real. God made you. So the miracles of God are real. So that's all I have for today. Don't discard miracles. God is still in the business of doing miracles among us. So don't doubt them. When you are open, you will receive your own miracle. When you're open to receive, God can still perform a miracle in your life. So that's all I have for today. Thank you.